We're back for another episode here at the NWTF Convention and Sports Show. It's been a wild ride here in Nashville the last couple of days, and we're going to cap off this podcast series with the guest I got here right now, Mr. Hunter Wallis. He probably wouldn't put it in these terms himself, but literally sitting here with obviously one of the best turkey callers in the country, and the record proves it, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited about this one. You know, sometimes you get on a podcast or something and they're boring, but this is a nice format, one-on-one, and get to really talk it out. So this is cool. I'm happy to be here.
And your champion, number 9, Hunter Wallis.
Heck yeah. I'm actually surprised you're able to squirrel away some time because...
Bro, it has been crazy. I've had like several different things. Like we were actually supposed to film this yesterday.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out because I had to keep bumping back because of the senior prelims, and then there was a bunch of other stuff I had to cancel, and it's just been crazy. It's honestly the calling down here has really grown a lot. Like last year, I think there was 2 years ago, I think there was like 38 callers in the senior prelims, which is a decent number. Then last year there was like 45. This year there's 52. So we started at 11 o'clock yesterday and didn't end up wrapping up until like 5:30. So it was a long day. It was a long day. God bless those judges, man. That's a lot of turkey calling to listen to, but they were able to figure it out, and luckily made her into the finals, and we'll see what happens today. I'm excited about it.
I actually, one of our episodes, I sat down with Brian Lovett, so he kind of gave me that side of it, that angle of it from the like judging perspective and whatnot, and like the structure of everything. But for people who aren't familiar with how this stuff works, just kind of do like a breakdown from your perspective of like what it takes to get here and to get into the slot that you're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to qualify to call in the seniors here, obviously there's a bunch of divisions here. There's a friction, there's a team air friction, which is really cool. Friction, I believe, needs a qualification. Team air friction and all the like the owl hooting, the gobbling, obviously the youth divisions, you do not have to qualify for them. But I believe the friction and the senior open, you got to qualify for, and your qualification is just if you were a finalist the year before, you're qualified to call, or you got to win an NWTF sanctioned event, which, you know, they're all over state contests and stuff like that. Not as many, we were talking before, not as many as there used to be back in the day, but if you win a sanctioned contest, and now I think they've switched it, if you place in a sanctioned contest, you're qualified to call. So that's that's just to get here. And then obviously you've got the prelims yesterday, like I said, 52 callers, and they take the top 12 in last year's winner. So there's 13 in the finals today. And man, is it, when you got obviously the best callers in the country, this is the Super Bowl turkey calling. So everybody shows up to this one. And it's tough. It is a tough deal to make that top 12. It really is. There's so many. It's so neck and neck. It is. It's crazy. Like I said, God bless those judges, not just for sitting there and listening to it all day, but for making that decision. It's a tough decision because it's just so close, man. But luckily, I squeaked her through, and I was happy. It's an adrenaline rush. Waiting back there to get your name called is. Man, it's terrifying, honestly. Your heart's pounding. It's just waiting, praying that you're going to get called up there. A lot of good guys standing around there, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It is.
Dude, I've encountered like pressure situations, like when I used to play music and stuff. Like, you know, obviously, there's always a rush, like going on stage, but going on stage like that and getting judged and just like all the suspense of waiting for the results and all that, like your whole year you're getting ready for this thing and all that. Like I can't even imagine the pressure. And so what are you feeling right now? Like it's 11:30 right now. What time do you got to head up there and start rocking?
I'd like to get up there
now.
Yeah, like 12:30, run through them real quick, and then I think we'll draw numbers at like 1:15, 1:30, and then we'll roll right into it. So right now it's game time, man. That's all I'm thinking. I mean, if you made it this far, you're just kind of happy to be there, honestly. Now, you know, my mindset has changed a little. Like right when I first started calling in the seniors, which you got to be 21. You're 21 when you start in the seniors. I've been blessed to make the finals every year, but the first couple of years, you know, I more had the mentality like, if I just make the finals, I'll be happy. If I just make the finals, I'll be happy. And now, you know, with the way I've been doing the last couple of years, I've kind of realized I actually have a shot to win it. So, which, you know, obviously, if you have one slip or anything goes wrong, you're going to lose. But if with the shot to win it like that, my mentality is kind of just like, you know, I used to go up there and be like, you know, I made it to the finals. This is awesome. I'm just going to go up there and try to call clean and see what happens. Now I'm just like, man, screw it, I'm just laying it all out. If I win, great. If not, I'm glad I made it here. But I'm going to try my hardest to. It's hero or zero, kind of honestly in my mind right now. So we'll see what happens.
So your old philosophy, do you think that was more so like a way to keep yourself, like keep your mind in check? Like if you approach it from that way where you're like, okay, I'm just happy to be here, and then you put maybe a little bit less pressure on yourself.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think it was more the realization that I always thought not that I didn't think that I could win, but to be honest with you, I kind of knew like it was going to be tough. Like if I could make the top 5, great, but winning, it's kind of a long shot, no doubt. But now, I could see clearly that I could, if everything goes right, I could definitely win it. So, yeah, it's a different mindset now. Absolutely. So I'm just thinking I'm just going to lay it out and see what happens.
So let's not, we don't have to go through the whole timeline, but let's go back in history. How I got acquainted with you kind of haphazardly was I started working with the guys from Avian-X and Zinc.
Yeah, way back in the day, right?
Way back in the day. And so Josh Grossenbacher, am I correct to say that he was like your mentor on the whole thing?
Absolutely. He's instrumental in my whole turkey hunting and calling everything about it. So the first year that I came down here, I believe, was 2010. And I came down here calling in the juniors. I want to say it was 11 or 12, maybe 11 or 12. I don't know. Could have been 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Called, thought I was going to do really well. Got my butt kicked, man. And I was kind of upset about it. And I ended up meeting Josh that weekend, and he kind of liked the way I called and stuff. And, man, I just got to be really good buddies with him. We hunted together that spring. He came out to PA and hunted with me. And, man, he just kind of took me under his wing. And we, he started building me some calls and working with me and stuff, and we got to be really, really close friends. And so that first year I called here, like I said, I got my butt kicked, and that whole next year I kind of worked with Josh, like the months leading up to every night. I would call him for like an hour, and we'd just roll through every call, and he'd sit there and say, that was good. He'd tweak it, like, oh, that's 18, 19, and it would just kind of get better and better and better. And I like literally every night, like up until, it was go time.
That's wild.
And that first year the first year I came back, it was 2011, I ended up winning. And that was all because of him, really. So honestly, everything that I have in the calling side, I owe to Josh 100%. And he still, man, all these other guys up there build their own calls and stuff. Everything that I got, Josh has built for me, and he's my man, no doubt about it. We've got a great friendship. He's one of my closest friends, and he definitely is the one who showed me the ropes for sure.
Dude, how did, like, there are levels to this. Like, what does it take from your opinion or your perspective? What does it take to get to this highest level? Like, what are some of the things that go into it? Is some of it just like you got it or you don't?
In a sense, yeah. I mean, obviously, practice makes perfect. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And the more you practice, obviously, the better you're going to get. But to a degree, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mouth callers out there. And, people all the time, I get questions about how to do this and how to do that. And, yeah, I mean, if you work at it, you're definitely going to get it. But some people just don't, whether they don't have it. It's honestly, in my opinion, kind of like a musical ear thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you could tune your ear to the sound you want to make, your brain's just going to automatically kind of make you do it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of tips and tricks and a lot of different stuff you could do, different cuts, and, that's a whole different avenue. But I mean, to a degree, I think it's some people sort of have it. Some people might not have it as much. But if you work at it, you'll definitely get it. But it's, it's once you get to this level, it's definitely a practice-oriented thing. And not so much in, like, the overall sound, I mean, to a degree, but it's more or less when you really practice, you're just so much better in your routine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't practice near as much as I should. Not even close, really. I practice the most I ever have this year, and I've only practiced for probably a month, and, I'd take 20 minutes a night and just run through them and stuff. But I was talking to, like, Matt Van Sice, who's the GOAT. I mean, nobody's ever going to beat him. I mean, as far as titles and how much he's won, nobody's ever going to beat him. But he calls, for like the last 3 months, he calls on his mouth calls 5 hours a day. Literally. And I mean, that's some dedication right there, man. Like, that's tough to really put your mindset to. And I don't think there's many guys, especially everybody even in the finals, I don't think there's many guys that, dedicate that much time to it. But if you do, that's why you're going to be the best, no doubt about it, just like anything else.
It's spring, and when we're not in the studio, you'd better believe there's only one thing on our minds: chasing longbeards. That's why we're a proud partner of the National Wild Turkey Federation and fully support its mission, the conservation of the wild turkey and the preservation of our hunting heritage. The HuntStand podcast is also proud to partner with Savage. They offer our favorite tools for taking turkeys with the Renegade Semi-Auto and the 301 Single Shot. We're also excited to be running the new Ridge Runner series of turkey vests from our partners at Avian X. The Ridge Runner and Ridge Runner X are built for long days of running and gunning or sitting and waiting for stubborn gobblers. And remember, as a HuntStand Pro or Ultimate member, you can save major cash on some of the best turkey gear in the new HuntStand gear store. So check it out at HuntStand.com.
That's just incredible. I had a conversation for an episode yesterday with. Are you familiar with Jeff Buds at all?
Yeah. He's shot a bunch of Grand Slams. I remember back in I was in a Field and Stream magazine article with him years ago, and I remember reading about him.
Yeah, he's a maniac. He's got like 117 Grand Slams, and he's killed more turkeys than bird flu, and his energy level is, he's just one of those dudes. And what we were talking about was how there's levels to everything. It's like right when you think you've done something cool, like, or you've hit some level like above other people or whatever, there's always somebody a step up and a step up and a step up. But it sounds like with Van Cise, like there's nobody, unless there's some dude just hiding out in his basement who nobody knows about. Like,
yeah, man, he's got it. He's the king of it, man. There's absolutely no doubt about it. He's the GOAT. I don't think anybody will ever beat him. He still doesn't have the record for the most titles. I think he's like one away from it. Grand National titles. I think he's got 16. Mark Perdome's got like 17. But if he keeps going, I'm sure he'll beat that out. But man, and he's dedicated so much to it, and he's unbelievable. It's just, that's what it is. He's always up there. Even if he's not winning, he's always, top 3, usually top 2. He's insane.
What is it about? I mean, it's hard to even frame it like this because you're so good, and the other people you're going to be up there with are so good. But like, what is it about what he does other than just practicing a whole bunch? Like, what sets him apart? Like,
yeah, I mean, his overall sound is obviously unbelievable. I mean, it's pure turkey, but the way he puts it together, man, it is so real. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And it's hard to, you could go in there with the mind, like, me practicing this year, I more or less practice a lot of how I wanted to run things through, you know what I mean? And that definitely helps you. Obviously, overall sound is key, but the way you run things together is another huge, that's 50% of the game right there too. And just the way he runs things together, it is so realistic, and it's so like, he's just so dominant. Like, you can almost tell, I haven't judged a lot, but I've judged, and you can almost tell when somebody's like kind of timid, they're scared they're going to make a mistake. And he gets up there, man, he lays it out. It's kind of to the point. He does exactly what he has to do, and he just knocks it out of the park. It's insane. It really is. It's crazy. Like, I listened to him yesterday. He got up there, and it was just, there's a clock up there. I think you got 5 minutes to run through. You got 5 calls. You got 5 minutes to run through all of them. And I bet you he probably had, when I was done, I had a second left. I bet you it only took him, I bet you he had a minute and a half to 2 minutes left on the clock. But and a lot of people would be like, man, I wish I ate up more of that time. But just the way he presents it, man, it's just killer. Like, if you haven't heard him, you just gotta hear the way he does. It's just it's almost unexplainable. It's insane.
Can you, if you were sitting behind the curtain, would you be able to tell, like, let's say the top 3 or top 5? Yeah. Can you identify?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Like Josh Grossenbacher, I can pick him out of a crowd, no doubt about it. There's a bunch of guys, because everybody has, their own unique sound, in a sense. Like Van Cise, I would say most of them know who it is. Like Jesse Martin, he's got a very unique yelp, sounds awesome. You could pick him out. Josh, just because I've hunted with him so long and heard him call for such a long time, I could pick him out easily. Yeah, you definitely, to a degree, I mean, obviously you're behind a curtain, you don't really know, but to a degree you could make an assumption of who it's probably going to be.
So with the actual calls themselves, you said Josh makes them for you. Or is that what you got in the bag over here?
Yeah, that's my call bag. Everybody else has got these big call bags. I got it. This is Josh. Josh made these for me the other day. It's like my lunch. It's just got my name on it, and that's it. And I'm a bat wing guy, man. That's pretty much all I blow. That's all I've ever blown. I don't know why. There's just something about it. A lot of those guys are into running a bunch of different cuts and stuff, and just not me. I'm just a bat wing dude.
Okay, so you run a bat wing. You got all these calls. Do you cycle through all of them and kind of like find your favorite, or?
Yeah, it all depends. Like yesterday, I mean, they're all pretty similar, and I ran them for like an hour yesterday and picked out which ones I thought were the best. And usually I'll just run one all the way through. And yesterday there was some stuff that I wasn't really happy with, so I'll probably pick a different one for today. But yeah, they're pretty much all just the same call. I mean, a lot of guys will go like ghost cut, combo cut, whatever. They're always switching calls and stuff, and not me. I think you got an advantage when you don't have to. That's just another thing you can mess up. Like a lot of guys doing a fly down, like they'll go to something to tree call and then they'll switch to do the actual cackle, and it's just too much. I think it's a lot more natural and it flows a lot better if you can do it all on one call. So I definitely have a little bit of an advantage there.
Well, it seems like even just the physical act of having to swap calls would be like manipulating.
There was a guy, I was just talking to Wade Watson. He was up in the calling room just a little bit ago. A couple years ago in the final, I say a couple years ago, this is probably going back 10 years now, but in the final, I wasn't even in the seniors yet. I remember sitting there watching the finals, and he was doing a fly down, and that exact thing happened. He was tree calling and stuff, and he went to switch calls, and he dropped his cackle call. Literally, it fell in the crack of the stage, and he's like, man, I don't know what to do. Like, he was looking at the MC and stuff, and he's like, I don't know, and then he just rolled into it. But, yeah, I mean, he was screwed right there. So, yeah, there's a lot of chances there. And then you run the risk of maybe having a read flip a lot. Your call's not as wet. Read could flip. There's 1,000 things that could go wrong. So it's a lot. If you could do it and make it flow good, and it might gain you a point, awesome. But just for me, it makes more sense just to run one.
So are you only competing with mouth call? Or are you doing any other? Have you done anything else, friction at all?
Nah, a couple times. Like they used to have the one year actually they had the Masters. They brought it back. That was kind of an old time contest, but they brought it back to Harrisburg at the show there. And the Masters format was three were friction, 3 were air, and I won that when they brought it back, and that was kind of cool. But that's really the only time I've competed in some smaller contests on friction and stuff, just messing around. But yeah, I've never really got into the friction too much. It's a whole different game. It's so neck and neck there because there's really no way to separate everybody. You got to be really, really good to stand out.
Have you? This is kind of a weird question, but have you ever like been in a hunting camp or been anywhere else where you've run into somebody and they're like really a badass caller who doesn't compete? Like, do you think there are any guys out there who could like?
No, yeah, heck yeah. There's
go to the ring.
Yeah, there's some guys in Alabama I know they're great callers. A buddy of mine, Blake Dial, I hunted with last year. He's an awesome caller. Hosey's an unbelievable caller. He's another one who I grew up hunting with him and stuff, and he showed me at a really young age. He kind of showed me the ropes too, and if he'd be up there with the top two. He's a heck of a caller. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys, no doubt about it. And there's you hear it all the time, and you don't need to be the best caller in the world to kill turkeys, but the better you are, it's absolutely a huge advantage, and it kills a lot more. There's no doubt. You could definitely kill them just making regular noises, but you're going to increase your success with some real natural sounds.
No doubt. Yeah. It's like when I'm around somebody like Josh or hunting with Paul Butsky last year, like I got no pride. Like, I'm not even going to try. I just keep my call in my pocket. You need to know when to just take a step back and and watch it go down. So what do you got going on the hunt side for people who aren't familiar with rogue hunts and whatnot?
Oh, man, I just started rogue hunts probably, I guess I've been doing it for 3 years now. On my own, kind of. We had started it probably 5 years ago, but now it's been like 3 years on my, kind of took it over and started doing it on my own. It's just pretty much my entire spring. Now I'm going to start going into big game and waterfowl as well, but it's just, for the last 7-8 years, or kind of ever since I got out of school, I've just been, from March to, the first couple days of June, I just hit it, man. Every state I possibly can, and just documenting it and showing all of our hunts. So it's a cool deal. It's definitely been a really awesome blessing to be able to do that, and I've enjoyed the heck out of it. So yeah, the YouTube thing has starting to get there. So really enjoy it. Obviously, there's a lot of hunting, and that's what I live for. So it's pretty cool.
So what's it going to take to knock out Van Cise? I mean, in your head, what's it going to – is it for him making a
live
mistake?
turkey, probably a live turkey. Yeah, and that's the thing with him, man. He's just zero mistakes. I mean, out of anybody up there, I don't know if I've ever heard him have any type of slip or anything. So it's I don't know. I just kind of have to go up there and just do the best I can, and if I mess up, I mess up, and if not, we'll see what happens. But he's a tough one to beat. But he's been beat. Dave Owens won it last year. He beat him, so it's got to be tough. But I'm gonna lay it all out there and see what I can do.
So who do you think, or what? I mean, I don't know if this is like does everybody kind of know who's going to be top 3, top 5? Is that like?
Yeah,
or are there wild cards?
Yeah, there's always wild cards. Even in the the prelims, like there's always a couple that was like, man, I can't believe that guy didn't make it, or it's always like that. Yeah, I would say that the top 3 you could generally guess. Obviously, especially after you hear them. But yeah, there's always the thing about a turkey calling contest, man, is there's no definitive scoreboard. You know what I mean? It's my opinion versus your opinion. So you might like the crap out of something and score to 20, and I might be like, just to me, that's not turkey. I'll score to 16. So, there's no way of saying. It's just kind of, you're calling to a judge, and it's an opinionated thing. So some people might like something, some people might not, and that's kind of where your wild cards come in. But across the board, this is by far the best judging in the country. You got the best ears to call to here. So it's usually pretty good here.
Well, dude, I hope I can make it up there and watch it live. Otherwise, don't want to hold you up any longer. You got to get rolling up there and practice and whatnot. So thanks for taking the time. For anybody listening or watching, we'll link to Rogue Hunts, and also the NWTF films all this stuff. So you're going to be able to watch him on stage doing his thing, and everybody else who's up there. It's really fun to watch if you've never seen it before. So we're going to link also to that in the description.
After wrapping up this episode, Hunter made his way to the stage and earned the ultimate title in all of turkey calling, the Senior Open Division Champion of the NWTF Grand National Calling Championship. We'll leave you with a short excerpt from his winning performance.
In third place, contestant number 11, Tyler Presley. What do you think, Michael? We're down to
I'm
2.
nervous, man. I'm sweating up here.
Your runner-up, 2026 Grand National Calling Championships. Caller number 12, Jared Lowe. And your champion, number 9, Hunter Wallis.
Big round of applause for all these callers.
How about it? Woo!